Someone can wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, and look at their tongue, like, what is that? What's going on? And then they start freaking out. One of the big reasons why people do freak out is when anything's on their tongue on any level. Like, what's that line I never seen before? What's that patch? A lot of people have a patch. Some people have all these squiggly lines. Some people have all these bumps. Now, all these bumps are raised and sticking up on their tongue. They get really scared. So they start messing with their tongue. First thing everybody does when they got a tongue problem, they start messing with their tongue. They start brushing it. That's one thing they do, scrubbing it, right? Then doing some kind of mouth rinse of some kind, swishing things around, brushing their teeth 10 times because they're like, am I seeing things? What's wrong here? They're scared. And then it's like, okay, I gotta ask somebody. I gotta go to the doctor. I gotta go somewhere. And the first thing to do, they'll go on the internet and they'll start looking at tongue photos. It's like, oh my God. And they'll look at the worst tongue they've ever seen. And they're like, what is that? And it'll be some strange name for it. Then they'll look at another tongue that's got all this crap on there. And they're like, oh my God. And then they look at their tongue again in the mirror. And it could create like a form of madness almost about their tongue. And then finally it's like, hey, can I get a doctor's appointment? Yeah, okay. And they go in. And what happens is they might get this diagnosis of geographic tongue. It's one thing, or they'll get the thrush diagnosis, which we talked about in another video, right? But it's kind of a mystery, or it totally is 100% a mystery, really, to healthcare practitioners, healthcare providers. They don't know what's going on with people's tongues and why it happens, and they only have a couple of forms of treatment, unless you want to go look for an herb that came out of the Amazon somewhere, thinking that might do it, or an essential oil because someone told you that might do it. So you end up swishing in your mouth all these different things that you're just trying to remedy the problem with, and that's where people go. It's all just hit or miss. It's a game of like chasing your tail. So what is really happening? So let's talk about that a little bit right now. So people have problems with their inner organs here, their insides. They have problems with their liver heat. That's one thing right there. When the liver gets overheated and it's having a struggle, right? We often get tongue problems. It could even be patches or lines in the tongue. That's from the liver. So when we look at our tongue, there's a lot of times we're looking at our liver, but not always, but a lot of times we are. So that's one thing all on its own. So what does our liver struggle with? Pathogens. It's one thing it struggles with. Pathogens like viruses. So viral infections, low-grade viral infections that sit inside the liver, okay? Now here's something interesting, all right? Anybody that's been diagnosed with hepatitis ends up with a messed up tongue. Don't get scared. All right, because you don't think all of a sudden, oh my God, my tongue, and then is this hepatitis? No, that's not it at all. It's just that pathogens inside the liver on different levels, like for instance, if it's a hepatitis diagnosis, it's a high grade infection. It's higher grade. It's not low grade. Higher grade infections inside the liver, where all of a sudden someone will get diagnosed with autoimmune liver, or they'll get diagnosed with hepatitis C or hepatitis A, B, or D, right? Whatever it is with their liver. And you don't need those kind of diagnoses, and you don't have to have hepatitis to have a tongue problem. But those people most certainly always get all kinds of tongue problems, okay? And then there's everybody else with all kinds of different issues with their liver, pathogens included inside their liver, lots of different bugs. And the liver gets overheated. And then there's the high fat, high protein, which is high fat diets. So the liver constantly being bombarded by fat all the time because everybody's on this high fat diet. So this isn't a high fat diet lecture in the moment, just giving you a rundown of what happens. All these reasons, including toxins, poisons, tons of fat that people are eating in their diet through their lifetime, all of that plus pathogens stresses out the liver, gets stagnant and sluggish, and then it goes through periods of overheating where it starts to cook. That's what it does. It starts to cook. It's starting to become really dysfunctional and it starts to overheat. So you get these moments where in the middle of the night it starts to overheat and somebody gets kind of chilly or they get kind of warm or sweaty when they're in their bed at night. It just does this overheating, and that brings us to a tongue problem right there. So when the liver's overheating and malfunctioning, we can end up with a lot of gunk on our tongue, and that can lead to a misdiagnosis of thrush. But it can go further than that, okay? So the tongue is connected to the liver through avenues of blood. The more stagnant and sluggish and dysfunctional the liver is, the more toxins and poisons are leaving the liver. They're leaving the liver and entering into the bloodstream, and some of those blood channels run into the tongue. So it actually heads to the tongue. So what you're seeing is a lot of junk and poison being shot up and ending up pooling, like eddying, inside the tongue. And then when that happens, it all depends on what someone has going on. Do they have too many pesticides, herbicides, fungicides in their system? Do they have too many pathogens? They have lots of viral issues, bacterial issues. What else is happening? Are they on that real high-fat diet? How sick is their liver from all of this? And that determines what you're going to see on the tongue. So now that means, well, am I going to have a patch on the tongue? Am I going to have hot spots on the tongue? A lot of people have these hot spots. Ready for this? Am I going to have a bunch of little white bumps on my tongue? Am I going to have a bunch of red bumps on my tongue? Am I going to have one bump on my tongue? Like, what am I going to have here? So that determines on what's going to show up on your tongue. It all depends on what's being pumped up through the bloodstream from the liver, being stagnant and sluggish, and entering into the tongue. So let's talk about cracks, right? So cracks is another thing. Cracks is more about liver heat. So it's about the liver heating up because of dysfunction. And you end up getting the cracks in the tongue. The reason for that, a lot of times when the liver's heating up, you get dehydration. So a lot of people live their life with chronic dehydration because of liver dysfunction. And that chronic dehydration means less water to the cells of your tongue. And less water to the cells of the tongue can create these lines and cracks in the tongue because the tongue's protecting itself. All our organs basically protect ourselves so we can survive. And if the tongue is undernourished with water content inside the cells, it protects the hypoglossal nerve inside the tongue. So all hydration goes to the nerve itself with the tongue. And then the top of the tongue, the outside of the tongue, is actually on the back burner. That's not as important to the nerve and the depth of the tongue, like deep inside. So hydration tends to become more stagnant in the center of the tongue and then the outside. And that's when a lot of people feel like their tongue is dry. Like, I need some more water. I need something else to drink. And that's when they're like, okay, I kind of keep on sipping and stuff. That's one reason. Because they're chronically dehydrated for too long, their liver's really stagnant and sluggish, and the nerves are being cared for by the hydration just staying to the nerve depth of the nerve, and the surface of the tongue is not the most important area. Because of that, you'll start developing these little lines and cracks. So this concludes this week's newsletter video, but we're going to go into a part 3. We're going to talk about black tongue. So all that black stuff that gets in the middle of the tongue and on the tongue, we're going to do that one too.